trash can. This is my scrap bin. Got a lot of parts in here. Came off of 2 cars actually, but most of them are off of my car. And here it is. So this is a 93 Accord DX base model, 5-speed, and it is a trash can. Look at that thing. It is a hoodoo. But I race RC boats, and here we go. Got my hot NBC shirt, Heart of Texas Model Boat Club. We race RC boats. Anyway, I got an RC boat named Trash Can, and it's ugly on the outside, nice on the inside, and it's really freaking fast. So hopefully that's what this car is going to be. Body's pretty straight. It's a low miles car, 134,000 I think. It was parked in 2012. You already have an idea of what we're going to do with it. So motor's already been pulled out. Deleted most of the stuff. There's still a lot more stuff I need to take out. The charcoal canister, all this mess of power steering lines. So these cars have vehicle speed sensitive power steering. So the faster you're going, the less power steering assist it has, stuff like that, and it has a cooler, all this bullshit. So most of that's going to go. We're not going to have power steering. Not going to have emissions crap, obviously. With the Hassport kit, the mounts are pretty much bolt on except for this one here on the passenger side frame. That one had to cut off the original, and we're going to weld on a bracket there, but otherwise it should be drop in. Oh look, you can see my new suspension. So it's got all new control arms, new bushings, new ball joints, new rod ends, new everything, new brakes. It's got Coney yellows, those are adjustable shocks, and eye-box springs. It's got big brakes on it. You can kind of see them here. They barely clear these wheels. These are 15-inch wheels off of a Sentra. Anyway, that's basically it's a popular kit for this car. It's a big brake swap. I converted to the Acura CL hubs, so it doesn't have a captive rotor anymore. It's a normal rotor that slides over the hub, and bigger brace off of a Prelude. Cool story. Those Prelude calipers are the same as the Integra Type R, and those brake pads, it uses the same pad as an NSX. I think S2000 also. So it's a different caliper, obviously, but it's the same pad that the NSX uses. So there's actually a lot of options for brake pads for this car. On the rear, my car is a drum car, but I am converting it to discs. I'll show you here. And by converting it to discs, I can run S2000 rear pads, which is also really cool because there's a lot of performance pad options for the S2000. So this car, since it's not a disc car, I had to get these spindles, which have those mounts there for the caliper. They don't make these anymore, so these are from the junkyard. Had to get the e-brake cables. They're a different length. The hard lines, brackets, all that stuff, they don't make that anymore, so that's all junkyard. Soft lines we're going to replace with all new stuff. Same with the calipers and the rotors. Those are going to be new or reman. I had to get the rear cross member also, because it has a mount here for the rear sway bar. My car didn't come with the rear sway bar, so we have one here off of a Acura Vigor. No, actually this is an Acura TL. First gen TL. It's actually the same size and everything as the Vigor, which bolts right up to this car. What else we got in here? It's just a bunch of parts that I've already pulled off the car. Those hubcaps, those 14-inch hubcaps, they fit on the 15-inch Sentra wheels. Sleeper. So I do have different wheels and tires that are going to go on it for the track or for whatever, but on the street, I think it'll be kind of cool to keep these Steelies on there. We'll put one hubcap on the back on one side, and on the other side we'll put one on the front. Let's look inside. So the reason I bought this car is it was clean on the inside, and of course look what I did to it. I took it all out. I did find some stuff on the floor that needs to be fixed. You can see I've been working on it, hammering it flat. Somebody's been jacking it up improperly, both sides, and it put some tears in the floor. So just getting it kind of flat so that it can be welded up and then seam sealed, and it should be good to go. The cool thing about this car is this shifter works with RSX or Civic. So the action is the same. So you don't have to swap to oops, sorry. You don't have to swap to an RSX shifter because the action is the same here. So it's a nice low pro thing, and I'm hopeful that I can get the interior to look pretty much stock when I put it all back together. I have to swap out those cables while I have it all apart, but I have all the interior. The seats were junk, so I actually, let me show you. Oh, don't look. Have some BRZ or FRS seats, cyan FRS seats out of a 2013. I don't really like the red, but I think it'll look good on the red car. But anyway, so you already saw it. This is what's going in it. K24, actually just K24A. It's a JDM. It's the equivalent of the TSX, which is K24A2. And it's a little dirtier than I thought it was going to be. The valve train is pretty no good. Let me show you. Well, I can't do it one-handed, but I'll show you in the next video whenever we start tearing into it and diagnosing it and figuring out what we want to do with it. But for the most part, the valve train, the cams are pitted, and I don't know if I want to fully open up this motor. I'm pretty sure if I just swap the cams and clean it up, it'll run great. If I pull the valve train apart or anything like that, I may as well just swap on a Z3 head, which then I can rev it out higher. Initially the plan was to drop this motor in without opening it up, rev it to 7,500, 8,000 with the RSX pump and a 45-degree VTC gear. But who knows? Maybe it'll end up being a full, more than a full bolt-on. So that's the RBB intake. I don't have the RBC here, but I have an RBC for it, and a 70mm blocks billet throttle body, and got a nice K-tuned 421 header. We're gonna do 3-inch exhaust. So it really is just gonna be a bolt-on car. This car, I think I can get it down to about 2,500 pounds, 2,550. 2,550, I think I can do. 2,500, I'd be really lucky. But that little car, even though it's back then a full-size, mid-size 4-door sedan, it's pretty lightweight. Actually, I think I can get it lighter than my Fiesta. My Fiesta is like 2,600 pounds. But yeah, if this makes 250 to the tires, which is maybe a little optimistic for bolt-ons, maybe 230. 230 to the tire is what, 270, 275 with a flywheel? I think that moved that car along just fine. But anyway, so most of this stuff I can't reuse. I'm going to keep the wiring and everything just in case I need the connectors and stuff. I don't think I'm going to reuse those injectors. I already have a new fuel rail because we have to convert to non-return. But like this alternator we can't use. So, well, actually you probably could if you reuse the JDM water pump housing, but the advantage of switching to the USDM is then you can use USDM alternator. This alternator is not available in the US, so when it goes bad, pretty much your only option is to convert to that. So for the most part, everybody just converts to that now. I got one at the junkyard off of a TSX, paid $7 for it. Pretty good find. The guy pulled the motor, so he already had it out for me, and the motor ended up being no good. So I was like, hey man, let me get that housing. Throttle body is drive-by-wire, so we're not going to use. I want cable. Makes it easier for the swap. The starter, I'm not sure if I can reuse that. Power steering pump, probably not going to use. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's where we're at now. I do have to do the rear suspension still. What else? Yeah. Hey, look. Trying a new thing here. I've never really showed myself in the videos, and actually a lot of people don't really watch my videos for car stuff anymore. It used to be for off-road stuff, and then for gun stuff and then RC boat stuff, but now working on my little trash can here. So they've been case swapped before, so luckily there's a lot of information out there. Not as much as like an EG or an EK or anything, but there is pretty good info out there. So I'm not going into it completely blind. Let's take a closer look at the car. This bumper, it's just mocked up right now. It does fit really well, but I just have these in here to hold it in place. When I got it, the bumper was held on just in the corners, one on this side, one on the other side with wood screws. But I got the correct brackets and everything for it. The fiberglass bumper bar was missing. I got that from the junkyard, 14 bucks, so that was a good deal, a good find. I'm gonna keep this. This is not an original bumper, but I like the look. I'm gonna try to not do anything for the appearance of it. I'm not even gonna wash it, to be honest with you. But I mean, y'all that know me in real life, you know I don't wash any of my cars. But pretty straight, huh? Yeah. So I think this fender may not be original, but it was. If it was replaced, it was replaced pretty early on, because, man, you can't fake that kind of worn clear coat. It matches. Yeah, I know I'm crazy for liking this look, but I think it's pretty cool. This is pretty cool too. This car came out of San Antonio. Nice sticker here. I'm gonna get a replacement one of those, put it right in the same spot, because this windshield has to be replaced eventually. All right, well, that's where we're at. Smash that like button. No, what do they say? Smash that like button. No, smash that thumbs up, like, and subscribe, something like. Anyway, not really. My channel's not monetized, so there's no reason to pander to you guys. Really, this is just to show you guys where I'm at, what I'm doing. Come along for the ride. My buddy, he's case swapping his Eagle Talon, which is really cool. You should check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description. He's gonna do all-wheel drive out of an Element. This monkey bought a running and driving 5-speed all-wheel drive Honda Element that chirps second gear, and he just pulled out the drivetrain from it last night. So check out his videos. Like I said, I'll send you a link in the description, so you can follow along with his build. But he's doing the same thing as me. We pulled the junkyard K24 A2 out of a TSX, and it's going to go into his Eagle Talon, a 92 Eagle Talon, which was a factory all-wheel drive car, but never had a K24 in it. So he's going to do turbo. I'm going to do all motor. So his car, that thing is going to be nuts when he's done with it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.